Hello, lovely people. This is Empowerment Defensive Driving. My name is Gershon Ejapon, also known as I Smile. We have decided to go on a road accident tour, trying to ask the citizens and the people what they really think about what is causing most of the accident occurrences on our Ghanaian roads. Brother, how are you?
I'm fine.
It's been a while.
By the grace of God, I'm fine.
All right. So, as I said, we are going around trying to ask the people of the land that what do they really think is causing most of the accident occurrences on our Ghanaian roads. So, if you're able to tell us maybe one or two, we'll be fine. So, what do you think, or what do you suggest is causing most of the accident occurrences on our Ghanaian road?
Okay, thank you so much. I'll take this opportunity to say hi to our viewers. God bless you for watching us. Now, when we say road crash, what causes road crash? There has never been an accident, or there was never an accident when the vehicle was perfectly parked on the road until there was introduction of a human being.
Okay.
So this brings us to a position that accidents does not just happen unless there's a human factor. So when the road user, that's the driver, gets into the car and begin to operate it, that is where we are looking at accidents. We can even go further, not attacking, but unveil some secrets by looking at the institutions. If I'm talking to you about accident, I'll mention institution. Why? Because the road traffic regulation made mention of them. So anytime they fail to do their job, we are looking at accident. We are looking at driving school, we are looking at DVLA, we are looking at the police. The road traffic regulation made mention of these institutions. So when these institutions fail to do their job, I look at it that road crash will come. So the reason why road crash has not been solved to a point that will come out and be satisfied to ourselves, irrespective of the campaign from the National Road Safety Commission and other institutions coming up to foster the agenda of accident-free year. The reason why it's not making impact is because they have to deal it from the root, and the root is they fail to approach the authorities, which the road traffic regulation mentioned their names. You see, let's put the basics, what we all know, that okay, accident is caused by road potholes. Let's put those ones aside. Let me start from the driving school. The regulation, in pursuit of regulation 26 section 5D, states clearly that anybody that must have license in Ghana must go through theory and practical training from a driving school. But there are evidences that people are getting license without going to the driving school. There are evidences. Secondly, so when people did not go through the training that the law says that at least everyone must go through basic driver training, 16 topics that the DVLA says that the people should go through. I know. So when the people fail and depend on what they have seen outside or what they think it's good to their eyes, probably they'll flout the laws.
So I'm not cutting you. So does it mean that 15 hours or 30 hours you are talking about that every individual should have before coming on the road, or before the person be qualified to have a driver's license? If I choose anybody, my family member, my friend, to give me that 30 hours, does it mean that the DVLA is not supposed to hand over or issue the license to me?
So the reason why not just anybody can give the hours, they are not looking at hours. So even though the hours is required, but again they are looking at a qualified registered institution like the driving school. So when you look at regulation 26/5, it states clearly that all persons who are trying to obtain driving license shall satisfy the licensing authority that they have gone through training, for a basic driver training from a registered driving institution.
So what is so special about the driving school? Because in our country, we know that most people do not really believe and trust in our driving schools. They end up going elsewhere to learn the driving. They choose to do that. They love to do that rather than coming to the driving school. What do you think is so special about the driving school that people should be coming to the driving school for their training?
So the secret is that the driving school teaches defensive driving, and defensive driving seems slow, and unfortunately the laws are not being enforced 100%. People find it difficult to drive defensively. Do you get it? So where they are supposed to stop, if they don't stop, nothing will stop them, nobody will arrest them. And that is why I joined the police, because if the driver drive anyhow and the police sees them, some police officers takes money and leave them. Now we are still having unqualified drivers on the road. So do you get a picture? So the driving school, the specialty about the driving school is that we teach defensive driving, and the people don't want the defensive driving because they feel it's too slow, because they feel you are being too patient, because they feel you are being too caring, you are being too considerate. But I'm telling you, when you look at the Road Traffic Act, the section 1 talks about careless driving, section 2 talks about dangerous driving, and if you go and read the fines behind these things, you note that everybody must come back to defensive driving. So that's the secret. The driving school teaches defensive driving, and the people out there don't like defensive driving.
And what is your evidence that people do not like the defensive driving?
It's obvious. If we bring 100 commercial drivers, let me not go to the private. Let me bring 100 commercial drivers here, and let's examine them. Let's do proper examination. You come out that you ask a question that how come did they get the license? Let's not do a test. Go to the road and ask the people, what do they think about the commercial drivers? Do they think they are qualified to be on the road? And you hear comments. Why? Because their performance unveil what is in them. You get a picture? Yeah, so it's not, I'm not the one saying it, it's evidence, it's there.
So I think we will add it to our agenda. We will try and add it to our agenda to be going around and ask this little questions so that we will find out if what he is saying is actually true. So you mentioned 3 institutions. You mentioned DVLA. I think you dealt with the DVLA, and I think you connected the police, and we have one other institution that we have to talk about, and that is the driving school. So I think I asked you about the driving school also. All right. Now, one of the main reasons why the accident occurrences are increasing on our Ghanaian roads is because the institutions in quotes are not doing their work right or very well. Is that what you're saying?
So let's be real. They are not catching up to the head. There are lapses that I feel they should fill the lapses, because it has been so long that we are waiting for the lapses to be occupied. But unfortunately, we have seen what we've been seeing for so many years. Me personally, I have approached institutions about some things, and they will tell you there are lapses, they are working on it, and all kinds of things. But me, I feel if we're able to handle it from the root, before the person even is on the, my goodness, everything, some things will come down.
So you are talking about the fact that the system should be worked on. If the system is right, the people will also be right. Exactly. All right, so this will be my last question. I believe that we are all in this country, we are seeing most of our celebrities finding themselves in accident occurrences. We had Funny Face, we had Lil Wayne, we had the short man, we had Don Little, and looking at even our records, most of our celebrities who died through accidents, we can even count them. Okay, so what do you think may cause our celebrities to be involving themselves in accidents like that? What do you think will cause them to involve themselves in accidents like how it is happening now, as we are seeing?
When you look at the road traffic regulation, the reason why I'm into it is because that is our manual. When you look at the road traffic regulation 26 from section 1 down there, you realize that they gave the criteria who requires to be on the road. So when I look at what the regulation mentioned, the regulation didn't mention a pastor, the regulation didn't mention a celebrity, the regulation didn't mention a husband, a wife. The regulation mentioned drivers, the regulation mentioned pedestrians, the regulation mentioned cyclists, motorists. So it means that the road must not be used by just anybody. Do you get a picture? So if someone is walking on the road, the person is a pedestrian. If someone is in a car, the person is a driver. And when you read down there, the regulation 26 down there, you realize that there are some requirements someone must meet before. Did you know that here in Ghana, if you don't have a qualification of BC and above, you can't obtain license? Did you know that if you are disabled, now the vehicle must suit your disability, which the regulation stated that you must do a test, and the test must be finalized by a DVLA officer.
Do you agree with them having a BEC certificate before knowing how to drive? Do you agree with them?
Do we have to even go there? Because
no, I just want a yes or no question. I want a yes or no answer.
I disagree.
You disagree with them?
Okay. Computer exams before license in Ghana, I disagree.
So you disagree with them?
I listened to the GPRTU manager some time ago. He was addressing an issue, and he said 95% of his members are illiterate. Meanwhile, the GPRTU plays a major role when we are dealing with the road transport system union. You understand? When you look at the stakeholders of the DVLA, one major stakeholder of the DVLA is the GPRTU, the Ghana Private Road Transport Union. So if their members, 95% of their members is illiterate, and you are initiating something that has to do with education, then you are doing them a disservice.
Okay, so let's rest on that one. So I'm saying that, what do you think can be one of the major causes that is putting our celebrities in that position? I want to know if maybe there is something wrong, because it looks like most of our, even though people have accidents, you understand, but it looks like our celebrities involving themselves in accidents is becoming more alarming. So I want us to, I just want one reason that you think or you feel that is really causing that.
It's as simple as that. It's because they approach the road as celebrities, but not as drivers. We need defensive drivers on the road, not celebrities. So when a celebrity, let's say a comedian, cracks jokes at the National Theatre for people to be comfortable and laugh, that person, when he gets into a car, he's no more a celebrity. He's a driver, and he has to conform with the road traffic regulations.
So does it mean that you feel they don't go through the correct training before they come on the road?
Partially, let me quote and unquote, let me say yes. The reason being that is, I've come across a lot of people that they go to the road because they own a car.
So you have proof.
Oh, let's continue.
Okay, so you mean that people, especially the celebrities or our celebrities that we have here in our country, we love them so much. It's not easy to get to that level, start from the scratch and get to that level. So what do you think you can tell them? Can you try as much as possible and give them a little advice, since we have the opportunity to be on social media, so that they can also listen to the little advice that you also have for them?
We are talking about lives, and lives lost cannot be regained. So it's best they listen. But before they even listen, they should think about their lives. So I feel, irrespective of who they are, when it gets to that point of I want to come on the road, they should go through proper training. They shouldn't just get a car and then tomorrow they're on the road. They should get proper training from a registered driving institution and go through the training. And if they have that, they are good to go.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. I believe Mr. Derek is in the driving school fraternity, and that is why he's trying, or as much as possible, giving us detailed information on what he thinks is causing most of the accident occurrences on our Ghanaian road. So please, where is your school located?
That is DK Urban Driving School. We teach how to drive to become a defensive driver, and we are located at Dansuma Roundabout, opposite the Absa Bank. Yeah, and if anybody wants to contact DK Urban Driving School, you can call us through 055-4047-235. You can WhatsApp, you can call. Yeah.
All right. So if you want to see DK Urban Driving School, as he said, it's at Dansuman, right opposite the Absa Bank. In fact, I am a testimony of that school. I'm a living testimony of that school. We are going to the next person, trying to find out what they really think is causing most of the accident occurrences on our Ghanaian road. My name is Gershon Ejapon. Let's go to the next person.